So to explain in pretty simple terms, I've created an LLM on my laptop because I have an RTX card. So I'll just quickly show you what this small LLM remembers about me, because I've only given information about myself. So I have a bike which is called Dominar. So when I type Dominar into this and press enter, it's just going to pull up the text as to what Dominar is about, and then it's also talking about a couple of things about me. So that's a small context that it remembers. And fundamentally, I just want to show you how the tokenizer also functions. So when I type the tokenizer, you'll just look at the code, and you can just pause the screen. You can have a look at the code. So it's like a decoder. It functions by stripping away all the punctuations, and it turns all those mathematics into words, and the words, sorry, it turns all the words into mathematics so that the brain can respond based on that. And the architecture that I've used, let me just type something so that this is very important for you to observe. When I say robotics, you'll see these cells firing up. You can look at the small animation that I've done. So this is the architecture actually as to how it does this. So when I type attention, you just pause the screen. You can just look at the code here and you can understand what this is about. So the twist is it's using SpikingJelly, right, which I was explaining about. So instead of standard AI mathematics, what it is doing is, which you just noticed, these digital cells build up the charge and they physically zap it up like it's in your brain. So when you type something like red, if you remember the color red, your brain can process the specific color red in so many things. You can remember a color cloth which is red. You can also remember red is the traffic signal stop sign. You'll also remember red is the color of your blood, and all of these things, right? So fundamentally, you can just look at this code. That's what it's trying to do, but it's also saying whatever it remembers in memory. And you might wonder, how is it typing this, right? How does it, basically mention all of this? So it looks at the sentence and it guesses the single most next likely word, right? Because this is the context which is saved. So, and it prints it and it just loops it back. So it just keeps laying the track while the train is moving. So it's just trying to remember. For example, when I type, let's say, I've already done robotics, I've already shown about ROS2. So let's say Maya. Maya listens, right? So the Maya is the brain that I'm trying to provide, the brain that is actually interacting with me. So you can see that it's a very beautiful infrastructure of how creating your own LLM using SpikingJelly might function. Speaking of loop, I just show you that as well. You can just pause the screen, look at this code. This is pretty fun actually, but there's a lot of things I still need to test, and I'm going to start testing it by obviously implementing it into my video game, and next I will look at implementing it into my PyCar as well.